That is, most people laughing at the person with the new way to do something. So many of the great advancements in our civilization have been brought about by those persons strong enough and brave enough to withstand laughter, ridicule, and embarrassment for their ideas. Public Affairs Director Joe Abril has met a man whose ideas may seem far out, but it seems to us is worth hearing, particularly in the midst of an energy crisis many experts said could never happen.
You know, in this time of rapid change, I think we're all a little awed by what's happening. So tonight on Montage, we have a guest that is an unusual person in that he deals in the future. And some of his ideas, while they may sound kooky, perhaps 10 or 15 years from now may be the present. His name is Jacque Fresco. He's the president of Cyberneering Incorporated of Miami. And I think a few years ago we might have thought you were a little kooky. We're going to show some pictures that you have here, some ideas you have for the future. But I think at a time when we're talking about going back to windmills for energy, it doesn't really look so weird. First of all, tell us, what is Cyberneering Incorporated?
Well, Cyberneering is an organization that's non-political, non-sectarian, and it's a membership organization. We're dedicated to finding solutions to the very many problems that face our society today. And our solutions must be practical and must be rapidly applied, such as cleaning up the smog, cleaning up the waters, diminishing crime through new educational techniques. In other words, at present we're engaged in developing a land area and building an experimental community. In that community are publications and films, which we also work on. And the function and purpose of the organization is to use technology to enhance the lives of men. In other words, a lot of people are angry at technology. It isn't technology that has hurt the environment. It's the abuse of technology. With a hammer, you can put up a building, or you can destroy something.
But we're going to look at some pictures in just a moment now that I'm sure most people will say, well, that really is so far out, that's not even realistic.
Well, this picture is a drawing or rendering of a plant that uses thermal energy. In other words, beneath the crust of the Earth, we have approximately 20 million years of power. If we use that kind of energy, it will mean it'll cost you about $30 a year to run your whole house electrically.
Well, what kind of energy are you talking about?
Thermal power, volcanic. There's lava under the ground. There are areas of water that are heated. We tap that, just as oil wells tap the deeper layers of the Earth. We run it through steam turbines and generate all the power, no oil spills, no pollution, no delivery trucks on highways with fuel or oil.
Okay, well, now that sounds reasonable. Why hasn't that been done?
Well, those people that run our government are businessmen and lawyers. We call them cerebral insufficients. If you think in terms of government, these men are abominably stupid. And I'm talking about all forms of government, communism, socialism, or the free enterprise system. This system is on its way out. You're living in the last stages of the free enterprise system. England will fold up, France will fold up, and the people of England will probably migrate to Australia and the United States. Keep this in mind. I can't make it happen. This is probability studies. Another very interesting thing, I think that the question that you asked perhaps about, was it thermal energy?
Yes.
In particular, you want to know something
about?
Well,
how we're going to use it.
Why we don't use it? In Iceland, they've been using it for over 20 years. They tap the natural steam, which comes up from deep layers of the Earth, and they grow bananas in Iceland, pineapples, oranges, all kinds of tropical fruits, and they heat all the cities by natural volcanic steam. They have no word for war. They have no scarcity of energy. They have no fumes, no diesel oil problems, no fuel problems at all, because the people of Iceland made that move a long time ago. We are technologically dragging, and we think that America, it is possible to change the surface of America in just a few years.
Let's look at some more pictures you have here of the future. Now, what's this?
This is a picture of the transportation units. These are electrically or electrodynamically propelled linear acceleration transportation system. The trains will cross America with speeds up to 2,000 miles an hour. There will be no rails. The trains are electromagnetically suspended. And when passengers get off, we just lift off the section in which the passengers that wish to depart from the train are on. and those that are getting on are lowered onto the moving train. It is moving at 100 miles an hour while we lift off sections or lower sections on. There are libraries, grand salons on the train. There's no fare, no money. Money will be phased out.
In other words, you're saying the rapid transit system should be nationwide instead of
course.
citywide, countywide.
Well, these are all blunders. We don't have any intelligence in government at all. I'll give you an example. We designed a 6-lane bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge. Then we have 23 lanes leading into it. Now, how do you get on? How do you get off?
I face that every morning and day.
Not only you. The people that run your cities just don't know how to handle it. Let me say this. If I were running for governor of this state, you put up 20,000 to help me get in. I've got to take care of your concrete company when I get in.
Are you running for governor?
There's no way I would deal with politics.
Are you running
no
for
way.
governor?
No way.
Okay. Let's
And
look at some...
politics certainly is utterly corrupt. It has to be. By the nature of vested interest, by the nature of making deals. You help me with my bill, we go to Tallahassee, I'll help you with yours.
Let's look at the future, though.
Okay.
What's this?
That is a tower, similar to a wind tunnel. What we do is drag the filthy air of the Los Angeles area down through it, use the Cottrell process, electrostatic precipitators, precipitate the dust out of the air, and then use low-temperature cryonics in the lower section, freeze all the poison gases out of the air, and this is what America ought to be doing now.
Now, let me stop you.
Yes.
Now, these processes you're describing, are they real processes that are practical to do today, or are you dreaming up something that...
Cottrell process is about 75 years old. The Pelter effect of thermal electricity is 80 years old. Alexander Graham Bell, in 1919, built a hydrofoil that travels 71 miles an hour in the Hudson River. It took the Navy 55 years to say, hey, that's a good idea.
So what you're
I
describing...
go through a lot. We have too short a time here.
Yeah, let's look at the next picture
Yes.
now. What's this?
Well, this is what we call cyclic or cyclical agriculture. Instead of dumping the hot water into the bay from the nuclear power plants, which is a typical pinhead solution, we build these greenhouses in circles, and we use that hot water to heat the city of Miami, so we don't have to waste all the gas and have all these spills because of this kind of stupidity. By using circular agriculture and closing your oranges, then you don't have the frost problem. You always read $2 million or $5 million worth of oranges lost due to frost. If America was going to be in business 10 years, okay. We intend to be here a long time. So let's smarten up and use modern technology and build an agriculture worthy of the continental United States.
In other words, you're talking about using the
hot water.
The hot water.
There is no waste product.
And use that heat instead of trying to get rid of it.
Right. And this is what I'm trying to say, that people are trying to say something. We must try to understand them. We must try to get to the grammar of motives. Other nations are trying to tell us they live in scarcity. They have problems. If we don't end scarcity, there will be war. It is scarcity of love, warmth, understanding, and resources that generate problems.
Well, Jacque, you're a very persuasive advocate of what you say. I recall when I was a little boy, I used to read Buck Rogers, and we all thought that was quite amusing. And of course, at this very moment, Skylab's orbiting the Earth. We've been on the moon 2 or 3 times. I recall no more than 5 years ago, people saying we'd never run out of gas. And to think that you couldn't buy gas any place in America was laughable, because this was the auto culture. Of course, tonight we know that's not true either. So I think what you've said tonight has great impact and should be listened to with some care. Montage will be back in just a moment.